Right now at 6, a second JSO officer arrested in less than a week. The breaking new details just coming in. Plus 2 homicides and a double shooting within 5 hours in Jacksonville.
So what happened to patrolling our communities?
Our community activists losing confidence in city leaders and police. On your side, Ken Amaro is in the community getting answers tonight.
Coming up tonight, hear a woman's message that travels this stretch of Beach Boulevard every day as the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is now investigating the 42nd traffic homicide of the year.
New developments in the ongoing debate about the future of the Jacksonville Landing. The latest coming out of City Hall and how it could affect the few tenants that still remain.
JEA lots just like this one may be up for sale soon. I'll explain where the money could go if a sale is finalized coming up.
Always on your side. This is First Coast News at 6.
And we begin with breaking news. A JSO officer arrested and charged with capital sexual battery on a minor, a little girl under the age of 12. Good evening, I'm Jeannie Blaylock.
And I'm Anthony Austin. This is the second JSO officer arrested in less than a week. Crystal Bailey is on your side tonight live from JSO with the breaking details for us. Crystal.
Well, Officer Matthew Butler is being booked in the Duval County Jail as we speak. It's pretty disturbing news. JSO detectives found an image of a little girl under the age of 12 on an electronic device that Butler uses. Now, Butler was a 9-year veteran who was assigned to Zone 1 here in the downtown area. His conduct history does not show any red flags. He only had a couple of complaints and some traffic incidents. JSO cannot comment on this girl's relationship to Butler.
The law was written to protect the identity of victims of certain crimes, and this is one of such crime, which is a good thing. So we will not be identifying that victim.
Now, Butler has resigned and DCF is investigating. We'll continue to bring you the latest on this investigation on air and online. I'm reporting live from downtown Jacksonville. Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Thank you, Crystal. More breaking news right now. Take a look at this. A truck has just been towed away after a crash slowed drivers down on the left side of your screen. This is a live look at I-95. This is near the I-295 interchange at Dunn Avenue, where lanes have just opened back up, but it's still slow going. We know that a truck with an Amazon Prime logo on it was involved. Patrol cars were on both sides of the interstate. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see the slowdown causing trouble in both directions at this hour. So definitely, if possible, avoid this area.
Right now, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is investigating 2 homicides and a double shooting that all happened within a 5-hour time span. Around 9:30 last night, police responded to the Brentwood Park area on Boulevard and West 26th Street and found a person dead in a car. No information has been released. No other information has been released right now, but foul play is suspected in this case. Then around 10 last night, a man was found dead in the front yard of a home in Northwest Jacksonville. That's over on Clyde Drive. Police are currently interviewing witnesses. And overnight, around 2 this morning, 2 people were shot at the Courtney Manor Apartments on the west side. Both victims are expected to survive. So a week ago, during the election cycle, crime became the main issue. Now there's a deafening silence, I guess you could say, as we see the problem persist. So has the impacted areas lost confidence in the problem ever being solved? On your side, Ken Amaro was in the community talking with activists as well as the head of the city's crime reduction task force.
It's happened again. The street violence has had a grip on the urban community. And community activists were hoping they would break the stranglehold by now. They're still waiting. Police were in Brentwood doing door knocks. A man was found dead Monday in a car parked in someone's driveway. Neighbors say he was shot. The question is, who did it?
The community should never lose hope.
Pastor Robert LeCount is tired of the violence. He says the clergy has issued a clarion call to City Hall.
He promised us that he was going to fight against this violence in our city.
Last month, Mayor Lenny Curry hired Cure Violence and its anti-violence program to help. LeCount says the community wants results.
The community got to get together, and we got to go down there and let them know what we got to make some demands.
He believes a step in the right direction is for City Hall to invest in neighborhoods.
We try to help people.
Before the election cycle, Reverend Mark Griffin was picked to chair the City Council's task force on crime reduction.
We're doing our work.
Griffin says the task force is working on long-term solutions.
We've had a tendency to take our foot off the brakes, but the whole idea of this task force was to come up with a long-term, sustainable plan.
He says it should have a report ready in May, but Griffin too understands the need for a fix to the street violence now.
I would say to the residents, don't lose hope, don't give up, help is coming.
JSO investigators are back in the community looking for answers. In the meantime, community activists are hoping that City Hall will deliver something to the community soon. Ken Amaro, First Coast News, on your side.
And Ken Amaro is always on your side. If you have a concern or a problem that you would like our On Your Side team to investigate, just send an email to onyourside@firstcoastnews.com.
A vehicle involved in a deadly hit and run over the weekend has been found, and right now police are searching for the driver. Now, this is a similar car to the one that they want to find. The crash happened early Sunday morning on Beach Boulevard near Southside Boulevard. On Your Side's Nick Pro joins us live from the South Side with the details and the search for the driver.
Well, Jeannie, that's right. JSO tells us that, again, they're still looking for that driver. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers. Now, again, I'm standing along Beach, kind of kitty corner from the Wawa, next to this moving company out here again along Beach. Sunday's traffic homicide marked the 41st of this year, prompting one woman I talked to ask drivers to simply slow down. According to Duval County numbers, there have been nearly 5,000 crashes in the first 3 months, with almost 3,000 injuries. 2 of those fatal included cyclists such as Sunday.
All them people are going to pile up in that U-turn lane.
We caught up with Melissa McCracken as she crossed along Beach to pay her phone bill. She crossed about a mile down from where JSO says a driver hit and killed a 34-year-old woman on her bicycle early Sunday morning. Though that crash occurred around 3 in the morning, McCracken says she's seeing too many cars make U-turns and simply not paying attention. A general lesson following a tragedy that she finds herself reminding people to have to do.
A lot of people just drive, but they're looking the opposite way, seeing who's coming at them, not who they're going at.
And back out here live again, anyone with information and possibly who that driver could be is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers. Again, this investigation is ongoing from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We're live on the South Side. Nick Perot, First Coast News, on your side.
And a woman has died after she crashed into a utility pole in the Sunbeam neighborhood. Police say the accident happened this morning on Shad Row. They say for unknown reasons, that woman left the roadway and hit that pole. Her identity has not been released tonight. In Clay County, a 77-year-old man hit by a pickup truck this morning near Middleburg High School. It happened around 6:30 at Blanding Boulevard and Palmetto Street. Troopers say the driver, 47-year-old Jeffrey Bobbich, was making a turn when he hit that person who was crossing the road. Unfortunately, that man did not survive. His name has not been released to us yet.
Tonight, the Jacksonville City Council is tackling projects big and small that could change Jacksonville in the years to come. Among the biggest things going on tonight is a vote on the future of the Jacksonville Landing. On your side's Eric Alvarez is live at the landing to explain, boy, oh boy, it's been around a long time, iconic, but it could come down.
It very well could. Now, Jeannie, as you walk through the Jacksonville Landing, you're much more likely to see closed doors than open businesses. Now, many of the tenants that have left have done so in the last few months, but a few still remain. The question is, we don't know exactly for how long. The Jacksonville City Council is planning to vote on allowing the city to spend $18 million to reclaim the Jacksonville Landing, including $1.5 million set aside for sublease termination and relocation, a fancy way of saying figuring out what to do with the tenants, because another $1.5 million is set aside to tear the property down. It's news to Adam Tarpley, who lived in Jacksonville for years before moving to Texas. As luck would have it, he's back now for a conference and sees a much different landing today.
The downtown atmosphere here was pretty minimal, but to see it now, it's really sad to see the condition of it here.
In the meantime, there is a Change.org petition with over 1,000 signatures urging the City Council to pump the brakes on tearing the Jacksonville Landing down until there's a clear plan from the city about what will go up in its place. And you can catch continuing coverage from tonight's City Council meeting tonight on First Coast News at 11 and always on firstcoastnews.com. I'm live at the Jacksonville Landing. Eric Alvarez, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, Eric, thank you so much. We'll see what happens tonight. And now let's take a look, a beautiful look at our city It's been sunshiny out today, but don't let that fool you because we've been talking about this nor'easter that's coming. In fact, Lauren Rautenkrantz is here, and if you open the door, you can feel the cool, should I say cool and crisp, or kind of a biting wind?
You know what? I mean, to each his own, but I think when you get 20 miles per hour sustained, that's pretty biting wind there, especially if you're driving over the bridges with your windows down. I mean, it is gusty.
That's what I thought. Too cold.
You know, and it is only going to get cooler this evening. We'll have temperatures that'll be in the lower 50s by tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon will only warm up about 10 degrees, so in the lower 60s. There are those winds. We're already starting to feel the effects of this developing nor'easter. These are sustained winds, but we have had gusts of about 25 to 30 miles per hour. That will increase to 30 to 40 miles per hour gusts along the immediate coast tomorrow. As far as the rain with this nor'easter, we are looking at some showers that are just to the north of our southeast Georgia counties. That's not associated with the nor'easter per se, but it is going to sink to the south and bring us some light showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder if they move through soon enough. For our southeast Georgia counties, and I would expect this to arrive here by about 8 o'clock or so. Now, our developing nor'easter is going to be farther to our south, and it's going to bring those showers onshore, mainly for St. Johns and Flagler counties, but that's going to be after midnight tonight. So if you are heading out and about, we've got those cool temperatures. Grab the sweaters because of that wind Jeannie and I were talking about, and we will break down this nor'easter as far as our coastal impacts and the wet roadways that we'll likely have by the morning commute in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Lauren. And remember, you can always check the weather forecast in your area by downloading the First Coast News app. It's free in the App Store and also the Google Play Store.
We have new details tonight about a former Trinity Christian Academy teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a minor. The arrest report states that the victim told police that Aaron Zuniga invited her to his house to babysit his 10-month-old baby. Once she arrived at his home, Zuniga put the baby to sleep and performed sexual acts on the victim. Zuniga is currently at the Duval County Jail on a $200,000 bond.
A mom and her son are recovering tonight after they were pulled from a burning home today. It happened on Spotswood Road in northwest Jacksonville early this morning. The father tried to put out the fire with a garden hose, but he had to just wait for the fire crews to arrive and do their work. The cause of the fire is still being investigated by the state fire marshal tonight.
JEA looking to get into the real estate market, paying for their new headquarters, which could go right in over there. I'll have the details coming up after the break.
And we continue to follow breaking news. All lanes just reopened on I-95 near the 295 interchange at Dunn Avenue. We know a truck with an Amazon Prime logo on it overturned late this afternoon, causing a backup in both directions. That truck was towed away just moments ago. We're back in just a few minutes.